Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boys, and yeah, we have some unfortunate news. It's two of us today, and Tigger.
There is no Jayden.
Jayden is not feeling it,
Out with the flu.
so
But
not
it's
gonna hear his
Sebastian,
little
it's
grumbles.
Chris. Well, you got your two main people here.
yeah, we have a lot to talk about.
And we
this
have a
week.
dog who's going on a vicious path.
Yeah, Tigger is not in a very good mood today.
He's in an Extreme Rules match with himself, and it's not okay.
but I think he's calming
sneak
down
attacking
now.
you.
Huh? What do you mean?
He's eating.
Oh, he's eating. Okay, good. So I got him some new puppy chow, and he was not eating it, but he's eating it now. He's finally decided to stop being picky, so that's good. So in the background, we're gonna be doing. I got the belt finally to save, so we're gonna do a triple threat. Me, Chris, and Jayden's AI. To make it fair, Jayden's AI is a lot stronger to both of us. So,
If he wins, I quit.
yeah, if Jayden wins, I'm going to be very upset. We might have to do a couple series of matches. But, yeah, we're going to talk to you about all things wrestling this week. We are shooting a podcast a little bit earlier, so there will be no WoW this week. But I did watch pretty much every indie
He
show.
replaced WoW with everything possible wrestling.
Yeah, except for New Japan. I didn't get to finish New Japan.
No, I think he can name the whole alphabet.
But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about some Monday Night Raw, some AEW, some Impact, some
NXT.
MLW, some NWA Power, NXT.
We have Ring of Honor.
No, Ring of
No,
Honor.
Ring of
I
Honor
don't think
this
Ring
week.
of Honor is doing anything until
Gotcha.
April.
So it's WWE, AEW, NXT, and then NWA, Impact, and MLW, and maybe something called QRX, TUV. We don't know, but we got a lot of letters here. But shout out to our boy Felix. Gotta get him in here early.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Felix for taking one for the team last night when we kicked out people from the hotel.
Hell yeah! But no, on a more positive note, we do have a lot of good things
And
in
drinking
wrestling.
Mountain Dew Pitch Black this time, not the energy drink. And honestly, I think the energy drink flavor is better.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. This
Future potential sponsor, Mountain Dew. Just saying.
We still love the product Mountain Dew.
Just pay us $4 and I'm good with it. But give us a free Mountain Dew and we'll rep you. But no, we do have a lot of good things wrestling this week. I feel like Raw was intense, SmackDown was intense, NXT was okay, AEW was good. There was I feel like there's at least something major that happened on every single show, if not more than one thing. So, like I said, a lot of good things wrestling. Unfortunately, we're without a bunt cake today. I don't have an Oreo bunt cake to eat. Tony, we need another one. Shout out to Nut and Bunt Cakes.
We do have a new Doritos flavor.
Oh, we do have Doritos, yes. There is a sweet and tangy barbecue Doritos out there now in the market. And it's kind of a combo of like spicy nacho and the sweet chili, I think.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. I'm a fan. It's in a black bag. So Doritos, future potential sponsor out there. You never know. Dream big or why dream at all?
I think
So
Doritos is owned by Mountain Dew.
really, is that a thing?
Yeah, because I think all the game codes are usually together.
Huh. Interesting. We'll have to look into that. But yeah, so Raw kicked off this week with Edge coming out with Beth Phoenix, and that was, I feel like a good way to start the show.
Chris, where's the controller? Get away from the dog. He's gonna chew it.
Yeah, he's attacking other things, luckily.
Get ready to strike the analog.
But yeah, so Edge coming out with Beth Phoenix was good. I felt like the promo ran a little long for me though. Could have kind of shortened that up, but it was good overall. It led to what I kind of speculated on one of our, I don't know, maybe 2 episodes ago. A mixed tag with Edge and Beth and probably Finn and Rhea.
We're talking about mixed tags. There's something I want to talk about later that Impact does that I think WWE should do. I think every brand should do at this point with like modern society. We'll talk about that later.
Gotcha. But yeah, so we are getting what I thought we would see. We're getting, like I said, Beth and Edge. We're getting Finn and Rhea. And Rhea wasn't there, which I thought was interesting, which I thought she might like attack from behind or something like that. So But I guess she was. Well, she was probably doing some things. You know, she just won the Rumble. I don't know, maybe a week to rest. Maybe she was injured a bit. She might have been going somewhere doing promotional things.
Something, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but all I know is it was pretty good. It set up the match. Doesn't matter if she's there. Dominic still sucks on the mic. It's a little rough. There was a good spot or two with, you know, what he learned to do in prison, and Edge talked about him. Yeah. You know, basically the first thing he'd do is probably be bent over in prison, which I thought was great. Yeah, like I said, the promo ran a little long for me, but it did lead into the first match, which I thought was good.
Damian Priest sucked on the mic. Also, I think someone might have yelled something at him.
He said Money in the Bank, and shit meant Elimination Chamber. So.
Yeah, and then, like, there's one point where him and Finn Balor are kind of looking around, and then you can hear, like, faint away from the mic. They say, like, who was it? Like, so maybe somebody threw something at them, and that's why he was kind of thrown off.
Yeah, I don't know. That was definitely a... I mean, he kind of covered it by being like, "Oh, Edge makes me so mad, man," you know. And it's like they kind of recovered, but still, you fucked up, bro. It did lead to a good first match. I thought Dawkins looked great. Everyone's high on Montez Ford. I'm high on Montez Ford, but I think this is teasing the potential split of the two. Or you don't even really need to split them. Like, I mean, you could kind of push a tag team solo in a tag team maybe, but Dawkins looked good. He keeps getting better and better. I thought him and Priest put on a great match.
Yeah.
I obviously felt and knew that Priest was going to win. He is a former U.S. champ. It makes sense to put him in the chamber. But shout out to Dawkins on that one. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was a pretty good match.
You know, overall, like I said, I mean, I thought it was good. There were a couple good spots in it where he sent, like, Priest over the table outside. And, you know, he hit a good swanton bomb, too, which, you know, he's not a small dude. I did love
always love when big dudes do high flying moves.
Yeah, I did love how Montez Ford though came out like stutter stepping behind Dominic Mysterio and then scared him and like attack. I love everything about Montez Ford. The dude screams charisma and just he does some amazing stuff in the ring. But we do get him later on wrestling to get in the chamber, so we'll leave that for later. But you know, Dawkins looked great. You know, Priest picked up the win, but a hell of a good match to start. And then it kind of went a shitty route to me. Baron Corbin versus Dexter Lumis. I don't know. I love Dexter Lumis, hate Baron Corbin. That's where I am on that. Lumis, you know, he picked up the win here, which was great. But like I said, nothing really Corbin does it for me. I didn't really care for him as Happy Corbin. Maybe King Corbin was one of the better personas. But I liked him in NXT. And that's why I think kind of what they've done with him in WWE is just kind of not... He does get that heel heat, but it just... It doesn't do it for me. Like, I think the Corbin of NXT, the lone wolf persona... And, you know, he used to have hair, too. That was the better Corbin to me. I'd like to see that Corbin come back, but, you know, it did lead to JBL kind of yelling at him and turning on him and saying that he's stupid and nothing he does is good, basically, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if this is going to get rid of Baron Corbin and write him off completely. I don't know if it'll maybe turn him as face Baron Corbin and he turns back to NXT Corbin.
I think they're just done with him, dude.
I would be done with him. I mean, the man, shit, they had him win the Money in the Bank and lose it because they knew he wasn't good enough to be the champ. So, you and your notes, it's the same note as last week. But yeah, Lumis, I do like Lumis, and like I said, outside of that, not much there. We did get a good, we joke about what her name is every week, but, you know, Carmella cut a promo. We do have Mella back. I love Mella. Mella's money. Gorgeous, great in the ring. She's just awesome. Her new ring attire was pretty great. But her, Piper Niven, Candice LeRae, and Mia Yim, who we joke about because is it Mia Yim or is it Mishin? Well, I think it was Mia Yim again or both. I don't remember.
It's Mia Yim.
But I think it depends on what she wears to the ring. But
who knows?
That was an interesting match. Like, it was good. I kind of almost thought they would give it to Piper Niven, but
see, Piper Niven kind of went weird in the back after the match, dude. Tigger,
easy, bud. Calm down. Stop tearing the ring apart. Tigger's going crazy, but so like I said, I thought they might give it to Piper Niven. You know, recently repackaging her and everything like that, new name and all. But like, how do you not? How do you not give it to Carmella though? Carmella's a former champ. She's won the Money in the Bank. She was making her return. Like, if she didn't win and she returned, it was almost pointless to me. So I was happy she won. I thought it was a good ending. Like, the match overall was okay. I really liked Piper Niven hitting a splash. I don't know if you saw that. She hit the splash on all three of them.
Yeah.
Like that was
dope.
cool. You don't see that. So that was cool. But it also, I did hear, I don't know if it was a fuck up or true, but Corey Graves did refer to Carmella once as his wife, which usually he just pushes, oh, Carmella's great, she's gorgeous, and she's the best, yada, yada, yada. But I heard him say wife. So that's why I was like, I wonder.
Broken. Broken.
I don't know if it was accident or just okay, though. But she's better in this gimmick, too. Like, she was the whole Mella's money.
An aneurysm when you heard that, dude.
Well, so what I was thinking, though, is, you know how she was kind of the Mella's money thing for a minute, and then, like, she came out as the, I mean, it was kind of sexy, but it was, like, the screen of the shadow of her kind of dancing and coming out. This promo and this...
Tigger, stop.
This promo and this promo and this version of her, I felt like was more the, you know, it's Mella and, like, you know, I'm from Staten Island. Like, it's kind of more the better persona for him. I feel like she's more, she's kind of happier. The charisma flows better. The words come out. Like, the moonwalk was back. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like it was the Mella that I want.
Was pretty cool.
And I did kind of pause because I like it so much. But there was a phenomenal promo with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. And I love every minute of it. Yeah, I speculated it would be a match at Elimination Chamber, and that's what it seems to be built for. Lashley didn't technically sign the contract. But you see, I like that. I like that they teased the Bobby Who from the past. Yeah. Then he admitted and says to Bobby Lashley, he acknowledged he got eliminated from the Rumble. Like, hey, I was at the Rumble and I was gone. Like, I like fun Brock. I like hilarious Brock.
Psychopath.
He probably said the greatest thing I've ever heard in WWE, or at least in recent times, that even when he goes to bed with his wife, and we all know his wife is the gorgeous Sable. I mean, dear God, she has moments throughout the Attitude Era that would knock your socks off. But he said that he gets into bed every night with his wife, and then about 4 or 5 hours later, he thinks about Bobby Lashley. And I was just like, that might be... I saw someone on one of the wrestling pages I randomly look at, someone created like a fan art picture, and it was Sable in bed kind of sleeping with, like, you could see part of her cleavage, and in the one iconic shot is Sable with the handprints over her tits there as like a bikini kind of thing. So it was her laying in bed like with that image with the covers up. And it had Brock Lesnar laying there with a little thought bubble and a picture of Bobby Lashley. And I was just like, but it was like a fan-created drawn thing that was really good, too. Yeah. And it was like hilarious. Like, I was going to try to find it and show Sebastian, and I couldn't, but it was hilarious. But I think they're going to do, like, I saw that everywhere afterwards. Like, I thought that was one of the funniest. Like, it's Brock Lesnar, and it was like, you knew he was going to be like, I lay in bed with my wife and I think about Bobby Lashley, but to hit you with the 4 or 5 hours later, and you know who his wife is, and you look at who Brock Lesnar is, it's like, that just was great.
For the fans of the podcast, I have horrible memory, so I like make a fucking huge list of everything that happens, so that I remember it for the podcast, and that's literally one of the things I wrote, was the note is, Brock Lesnar, 4 to 5 hours sex drive.
That's hilarious. See, I usually just remember everything. I just kind of keep my notes in my head. I kind of look up what happened just so I get an idea of maybe the flow of matches.
I don't even remember
but his notes,
breakfast.
I don't even think we can share half of his notes sometimes because his notes get a little bit obscure.
They're raw.
And they're on point, but they're a little bit obsure. But it was a great
They're Attitude
promo.
Era notes, not PG era.
They're 90s notes, we'll just say. Maybe early 2000s. I don't think
Ruthless.
This is Ruthless Aggression notes over here.
Who are you talking to, brother?
Oh, boy.
Dude, I can't do it. It hurts my throat right now.
Yeah, Macho Man's being too many Slim Jims over there. Oh, yeah! But, no, here's the thing, though. Yeah, I thought it was a great promo. It leads to an F5 on Bobby. Then I thought it was great because the crowd chanted one more. Brock Lesnar played into it.
Oh, yeah, and Bobby set up, too. Like, Bobby wasn't...
You had to.
That's why I love Bobby Lashley, too. He was humble enough to be like, yeah...
Bobby's going to get the win at the pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, but he was still humble enough to be like, I'm not going to... He wasn't a dick and like, no, fuck you, dude.
Tigger, what do you think? You agree? Yeah?
Dude, Tigger watched it all with me. He was just chilling. We were watching.
Well, we all know Tigger's a Brock Lesnar fan. That's the problem.
We watched SmackDown. We watched Raw.
Oh, you feel left out of SmackDown.
We're not gonna talk about it yet, but since I brought it up right now, MLW reminds me a lot of ECW. I feel like that's like the indie ECW.
Easy, Tig. He's a Lesnar fan. He gets a little riled. He's trying to have 5 both of us. But I think Bobby will pick up the win when they fight at the pay-per-view. But hell of a build for the match. You know, it'll lead to maybe another altercation between the two. I don't know.
I think he predates it.
He came into WWE after a lot of the OVW people were already enrolled. Like, he came after John Cena came out. He
Maybe
came
like
after
the second
Lesnar.
class of OVW.
It was around the Lesnar time, but even after Lesnar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was around
he
that.
seems like an OVW.
I don't think
guy.
he was in OVW. I think his biggest thing was military big
FCW?
dude. Might have been one of them. I don't know.
I know
know.
FCW Seth Rollins and all those.
Yeah, because Seth Rollins missed the NXT, I think.
No, he was at the beginning of NXT.
So he was the
He
original.
was FCW.
Well, so
then
original
transitioned to NXT.
original NXT was more the game show, and that had Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, Wade Barrett, like that led to the NXT.
Well, I'm just being
invasion.
like it was the original NXT.
No, yeah,
and
but
it was
so
like a
you're right. You're right. But what I'm saying is, the original NXT was that game show. But what you're saying is, he was a part of, I think, the very first season of NXT. How we got to know it, because it was him and Big E, and I think Roman.
Well, Big E had a different name. Like, it was Big E.
Well, he was
like
Big E Langston.
Yeah,
that was
Big
his
E
real
Langston.
name. They dropped the Langston when he
Yeah.
got to with Dolph Ziggler at one point. But the thing is, you realize a lot of those talents all came from like.
Yo, shout out to Big E, dude. We're still hoping that you're doing good.
Well, and
dude.
we're gonna
hopefully you come back soon.
Well, here's the thing, right? So think of injuries, though, right? Whether he comes back now or he comes back in a year or 3, I feel like Big E will wrestle again. Why? We've seen Edge come back, Daniel Bryan come back. Like, every injury is different, right?
Daniel?
Oh, I mean, well, it's now Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, there
Like,
was
I
this
don't
guy
recognize
once
that name.
named Daniel Bryan,
Yeah,
I thought,
like-
and he came back.
Like,
But he came back as a different person. But
Cletus Bray? No, or what was his name? Cletus Clay?
Brodus Clay?
Brodus Clay? No, I know Tyrus.
Interesting. I know a Funkadactyl or 3. But
we don't know that either.
here's the thing, though.
We don't acknowledge that, brother.
We did kind of get what, in my opinion, is another
my phone. I can look at my notes.
another notion to the Hurt Business, reforming, though, because it was Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander against the Alpha Academy, and MVP accompanied them to the ring.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how is that not the Hurt Business? It's just the Hurt Business with no Bobby Lashley. I told Sebastian earlier, I kind of thought maybe the Hurt Business was going to maybe somehow help Bobby Lashley beat Brock Lesnar. And my thing is, it could kind of ruin the match. I don't know if they need it. But I also argue that maybe it could be exactly what the match needs. Because you could have them get involved, and maybe Brock Lesnar runs through Cedric and Shelton, and it leads to Bobby winning, but they interfere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or it happens after. Maybe we get a Bobby win, but Lesnar freaks out and goes ham on him, starts attacking, and then we get the Hurt Business running out to make the save, and it leads down to a beatdown and destroying of Brock Lesnar.
Or instead of the Hurt Business, it's cops, and then Lesnar comes out like Goldberg from now on.
Sounds like my GM mode creative. No, so we did see Alexander and Benjamin pick up the win too. So I felt like it was a decent match.
Benjamin looks old.
He doesn't. I mean, to me, the dude doesn't look a lot different than like 10 years ago.
Is older.
But
it's like how Bobby Lashley looks like he's still a rookie. Like you just joined
he's
ECW.
still mad young. Yeah.
Like that Bobby Lashley is the age.
But,
that's the man who found the fountain of youth.
No, I did think it was a good match. I like Alpha Academy with what they do too. So my thing is, it was.
I like how they're goofy but serious at the same time. They're not like complete comedy pushovers. Like they're funny, but they can actually wrestle, and they're a serious team.
And you could use them maybe as both face and heel. But so what I was saying though is,
Alpha Flight heel. I would like to see that.
Well, Alpha Academy is currently a heel. They're not like a face tag team. They're not liked.
Why?
Because they play that heel. They're the shush and the.
I think that's
the
funny.
Otis,
People are supposed to be mad about that.
Yeah, see, they get mad at the shush.
WWE does not know how to hit
Otis as a
target,
fun guy was him and Tucker. Otis as heel and Dick is with Alpha Academy, Chad Gable. And then the nod that maybe they're turning face is the idea that Otis did the worm again a time or two. Or that, but that's why they're always against, Street Profits. Heel face. They don't, Street Profits are the good ones. Good versus bad. Okay. Nothing about Alpha's good. But yeah, so I thought it was a good match. Like I said, Alexander and Benjamin picked up the win. But what I thought was interesting is MVP came out with him. MVP celebrated with him in the ring. And then backstage after was the whole, we kind of mentioned when JBL was yelling at Baron Corbin. you could see behind them, MVP was shaking hands with, I think, Shelton Benjamin at the time.
We got that backwards. This happened before.
Either way,
yeah.
my point is they're teasing it hardcore. It's happened in the past. They already helped out Bobby. We saw MVP, Bobby speared MVP.
Yeah, also Baron Corbin's fired, I think, at this point.
But my thing is, Bobby speared MVP, minor bump of the road. Yeah. But now we see, why are they teaming together? Why is MVP coming out to the ring with them?
It's the Hurt Business,
come on.
and then almighty Bobby Lashley.
That's all you're missing. And I'm all for it, because if you look at WWE right now, there's factions running around. Judgment Day, Bloodline, well, part of the Bloodline.
Saying it, bro, we need a factions title.
Well, I think they're gearing up for a trios thing like AEW, or just, if you realize when WWE was in its prime and Attitude Era, factions out the ass. Everywhere was a faction.
Spirit Squad.
So we need it now.
Best faction in WWE
Spirit Squad is the worst thing that's ever happened since Spilled Milk. But no, they were hilarious for what they did, but they sure as shit weren't good for other than Dolph Ziggler.
Oh shit, yeah, Dolph Ziggler was on the Spirit Squad.
No hair, like really short hair Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
What are you, a Dolph Ziggler fan? Tigger, were you in the Spirit Squad?
Hell yeah. Right, Tigger. So we like Dolph Ziggler.
I think Tigger went to Kent State. I think that's what he's pissed about. Tigger, you're the face of the podcast. Settle down.
Here, laser pointer.
So here's the thing, though. I was going to say, we do get a few other things before, I guess, some of the other stuff that goes on. So, we do get...
Fatal 4-Way.
Well, we did get Asuka versus Chelsea Green.
Oh, yeah.
And that was... So, she was...
Chelsea Green has a very weird face with this Karen character, dude. It's like dead eyes, like no soul behind it. It's kind of scary.
Well, see, I like her persona against Adam Pearce. Hey, I have a complaint, and like, oh, I don't have enough of the water, the nuts, or the chocolate, and like, and then we'll fast forward to SmackDown real quick. On SmackDown, she's shown talking to Adam Pearce, and she acts like, oh, I want to talk to the GM because the GM about Raw is horrible, and he's like, it's the same guy. Like, how don't you know? And I just love that because like that screams her to a T. So, but we did get her versus Asuka, which is to me insane. Like, I mean,
Dark Asuka.
Yeah, obviously the Empress of Darkness is gonna win. But, there was, like, maybe one good move in theory or two that Chelsea Green, hit on her. But other than that, yeah, Asuka all the way. There's really not much to say. It wasn't a great match overall. Asuka's in the chamber. She should be in the chamber. I feel like, one thing I did notice... Usually Corey Grave harps on all the heel people, which is what I mentioned about Carmella, regardless of marrying her. Pretty much everybody he likes is the one that Michael Cole doesn't, or Byron Saxton hasn't, or, it's like whoever usually, like he's all on The Miz. Why is everybody on The Miz? The Miz is just doing his job. No, The Miz is a heel. So usually Corey Graves harps on that, but for whatever reason, he was very adamant and anti-Chelsea Green. So
yeah, because she's a Karen. That's her heel.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, it's not like Asuka's bad or heel. It's just Dark Asuka, who's well-liked right now. So what I'm saying is Chelsea Green's not a...
She's like a monster.
She's not a face. It was just interesting. Maybe he hates Chelsea Green. I don't know. Maybe they have a history. But maybe it's just because he's
everybody
very
hates a Karen.
But my thing is, I do love Asuka's face paint. It's hands down one of the best things I've seen in a while. I think it's great. I love her new persona. I hope it keeps up. And it honestly makes me think she might get the win at Chamber. Her versus Belair with that face paint at WrestleMania. I'm good with that.
What's the story, though?
Well, the only other thing I'm okay with would be a Dark Alexa. You can build a story. There's 50 days to WrestleMania.
Well, Alexa Bliss said she's going to be taking some time off. So
interesting.
I think
maybe they're going to let that happen while she figures out what happened at the last pay-per-view where she fucked up.
Yeah, that was... Wait, she fucked up?
Well, she didn't win. We wanted her to win the title, and she didn't.
Yeah.
She also didn't turn dark. But then they cut the promo at the end. Uncle Howdy appeared. But yeah, so face paint, Asuka, awesome. Chelsea Green, not so much. Now, like I said, splitting up the Street Profits, we get Elias versus Montez Ford. I think you could have went either way there. But my thing was almost the way it had...
Wait, Elias or Ezekiel?
It was Elias. Ezekiel's dead or recovering.
Oh, no.
But
we wish Ezekiel speedy recovery.
But
his Elias' his twin brother.
He is. They're both great. You should see the whole family. I was over there for Christmas once. It was a blast. You should. I've never heard anything like Jingle Bells. Elias and Ezekiel basically, you would think it's one person singing, but the two of them are so good as a duo, their voices just harmonize, and they kill it. But no, here's the thing though, we got Elias versus Montez Ford promo for it. My thing is like I said, promotionally, I think Elias in the chamber works. I think Montez Ford works because right now Dawkins lost. Montez Ford, spoiler alert, picks up the win here. I expected it to happen, but I wouldn't have been surprised if Elias got the win. But I think this leads to either a split up or just because you could tease like, well, you didn't get the job done. I'm in the chamber. Or what if Montez Ford actually wins the title? Or I think you're gonna maybe make him look good in the chamber, even if he doesn't win. I really don't personally think he will win. I would like him to, but I just don't think he will. But I think you're going to have some spots that make him look phenomenal in it. Because to me, he is the star of the two of those. But, hey, we do have our belt finally.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was amped for that match because, like I said, I think we're seeing Montez Ford get the spot he needs. I think we're, Elias was obviously the stronger of the two, but Ford, I mean, the man jumps so high. Some of the moves he hits, his frog splash. Honestly, I don't know if I want to say this because it's scary to say. He might have the best frog splash I've seen ever.
Whoa.
Or in a long time.
Better than Eddie?
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to say. But I honestly don't believe anyone gets...
words wisely there.
Well, but here's my thing. I used to think Rob Van Dam got the highest when it came to jump. I mean, he might get the highest. But it came... I thought he was
the real OG.
I thought he was the highest when it came to jumping for a frog splash. I'm now pretty damn positive no one gets higher than Montez Ford. Nice. No. But I'm pretty sure that no one gets higher than Montez Ford for a frog splash. Execution-wise, I don't know. It's hard to say Eddie wasn't the best, but...
I don't think that ever happened.
But anyways, I'm happy Ford got the win. I'm excited to see what happens in the chamber. He did have that very impressive dive over the turnbuckle. He went running and jumped over top of and you don't see that. Not everybody can do that. I've seen it a few times. People like a Ricochet could do it or a Montez Ford, but you got to be a select few do that.
Yeah, super athletic.
But the man is amazing. He's out the charts. I did like seeing Theory arrive in a Lambo. I thought that was maybe Triple H doing a little bit of like, hey, let's make him an Evolution type kind of guy. Like if you rewind time, I believe Theory would be brought in and have you would have had either Orton and Theory in. Or it could have been Batista if you really wanted a big guy. But, I mean, Triple H was big enough. But my thing is, you could have... Batista almost wasn't in it when you look at what happened over the injuries and stuff like that. A Theory had that same look, too. So, but my thing is, maybe that's a little bit of like...
I just didn't like that they teased that he might make music. I think WWE should stay away from music because they can't make good intros right now.
Well, yeah,
Bring
I'm
back
not for
the
that.
original guy.
I just like...
fired him on a whim.
Oh, they fired a lot of people on a whim, especially the writers and other
But
people.
Dude, he was the guy who made all the iconic theme songs.
But my thing is just, I like that we saw, that's a new thing for Theory, and I think it's a persona that Triple H is kind of doing himself to paint him as that kind of, he reminds me of that young Randy Orton spot. The only thing that is going to stop Austin Theory is Austin Theory. Yeah. And I think other than that, he has everything to be a top guy. But, like I said, Ford, love him, hoping good things. Now, the other big thing that is the biggest thing of Raw, arguably maybe the biggest thing of the week, is the promo Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the main event was obviously Becky Lynch and Bayley in the cage finally. But, like I said, that promo with Rhodes and Heyman was absolutely remarkable. It was amazing. I think Cody got Paul Heyman to break character.
No, 100%.
I'm pretty sure the tears, the emotion was real. I think everything about it was amazing. I think they took some shots that maybe were and were not scripted or thought of. I don't know how much was real and not, but the dig that Heyman said a time or two about Cody's dad after being like, yeah, Cody's dad's the man and everything amazing, and Cody sharing about how Paul helped out his dad and just... But Paul Heyman hammered it right back. Just the one line about how Dusty Rhodes taught Seth Rollins and Finn Balor and even Roman Reigns, but he didn't teach you. And that's like bam,
well, I think it was a good way that because obviously Cody's phenomenal on the mic, and definitely we already know, no one else is gonna be better than him on the mic. Fuck, I forgot his name. I'll have to call Paul Bundy.
Oh Jesus!
Alright, we're going again. Well, yeah, so no one's going to be, like, everybody knows that Cody's great on the mic, and everybody knows that Paul Heyman's great on the mic. So, I love the blend of realness, and then how they were able to turn that realness into shoot. You know, Cody decided to make Paul break character, and then Paul, you know, he realized he broke character, but then he was able to spin that into, you know, I'm going to be ultra heel, and fucking tear you down, while also giving praise to your dad.
Yeah, that shit just had me like, damn, amazing, damn. I know
roller coaster of emotions.
Gold Dust, or you know, I can't not call him Gold Dust, but Dustin Rhodes. He tweeted about it after. I think he ended up saying something about like hashtag kick Heyman in the nuts too.
Yeah.
But yeah, my thing was hell of a promo, hell of an everything about it was amazing, and each week we're getting more and more. I love it.
I love how they're building both storylines.
Well, like I said, you're even including it with people now. Cody hasn't done it yet, but fast forward to SmackDown real quick. Sami Zayn says something about Roman won't even need to worry about Cody. And that's my thing is, I like that because you're tying in everybody. Like, everybody knows what's going to happen, but apparently...
Yeah, and I think that's the best part for, like, a storyline that's going to be on both shows, too, because Cody is on Raw, and Sami is on SmackDown. And, you know, because technically he's defending on both shows, they're able to build both stories at the same time.
Well, and the thing is, too, the promo helps elevate it because... often in a promo, both people don't achieve greatness.
Yeah.
Or it's rare that one might. That would be like, we both play the My GM mode on, you know, WWE 2K22 a lot. And that to me is a 5-star promo. That's legendary.
Yeah.
That was one of the best promo. The crowd was eating out of their hands. The crowd was just like, everything they said.
No one's ever going to forget that promo.
Especially if/when Cody wins, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
But that'll just be like... the shots about Dusty, good and bad, the stuff about Roman, and then, you know, he'll acknowledge me, or it's like he won't have his championship. Well, you know, Dusty taught them everything, including Roman, but he didn't teach you, did he? It's like, ooh. And then it's like, you know, hey, I respect you, Mr. Heyman. You know, it's like, okay. You know, all right. And then we also got history. We got backstory.
Dude, when he kept saying
we got
Mr.
real life.
Heyman, I kept thinking of Mr.
Kennedy?
Anderson.
Oh, Kennedy.
We don't listen to Kennedy over here.
But, no, my thing is, it was very real, like, it made you react, and it made you be like, yep, I want more, give me more immediately.
Yeah.
So, I loved every second of it. I want more. Get those two in the ring at least 1 to 3 more times. But main event of Raw was Bayley-Becky. We finally get our cage match. It was good. I think it went from 0 to 100 in real fast. You know, there was a lot of, you know, they threw punches, they talked shit at each other, they've been attacking each other in their promos and real life and stuff, and just, you know, they threw each other into the cage, they started beating each other, like all right when the match started, they were right on top of each other, both of them, pretty much, I would say it was a good main event. I mean, they really did make it a good main event. They made up for it not being when it was originally aired. And I'm also glad they didn't do a short one and they actually did this one because, like I said, I think this was a great match. We also had it to be just them
worth the wait
for most of it. And then, you know, it was hard hitting. It was great. As it got towards the end, we see Io Sky. She starts climbing the cage to get in there. You know, Becky's not going to escape. Dakota Kai's throwing one of the crutches in the ring. And then randomly out of nowhere, we get Lita coming in.
Yes, sir.
So there's another shocker. Now, what I thought was funny was, at first, though, she, like, was pumping up the crowd, like, what up? And then, like, almost realized, like, I'm supposed to run to the ring or something. Because it was like, you can't slap hands and say, like, hello, and then also go make a save on somebody. That's not usually how, but you're trying to do a little bit of both there. But I love her. Lita, she's amazing. Back in the day, she was just, unreal. Her and Trish changed the game.
One of the few WWE women to keep the division alive back in the day.
Well, that's what I say. Yeah, her and Trish really changed the game. Just then, you know, like I said, you know, you're thinking life is, oh man, Becky's, you know, donezo. But, like I said, we got Lita.
Well,
so
it's
now,
crazy, too, because their rivalry was like, what, a year ago?
Well, my interesting thing is just, you kind of could have those two now face Damage Control for the women's titles. And you can do
they
something
can finally
insane.
split up Damage Control and we can get this goopy Damage Control shit over.
Well, no, but my thing is, like, obviously Lita won't wrestle forever, but, like, what if Lita and Becky win the tag titles briefly?
Just a way to
Why
get
the fuck
rid of
not?
Damage Control.
But even more so, it could just be a one-off. But what if it also leads to, like, Lita versus Bayley at WrestleMania? Maybe Becky's doing other things. Maybe it's going to obviously Becky Bayley at WrestleMania. Maybe it's Lita's special guest referee. I don't know.
That'd be crazy.
It could just be a one-off, but I thought it was weird to have her just come out with no future plans being involved. But I was cool with it because...
I mean, we just have to wait till next week's Raw.
Well, my thing was she hit Bayley with the door, which knocked her right into Becky for the manhandle slam. So therefore, Becky wins. So I like that they celebrated together. I like that Becky got the win. Like I said, I feel like overall it was an amazing cage match. Like I thought it was good. I liked it. I thought it was worthy of the main event too. So overall, I thought Raw was great. The promo with Lesnar Lashley leads to good things. Everything outside of Baron Corbin was good. Honestly.
No, I love the Baron Corbin. I love the fact that they were able to get rid of him.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
So I'm not. This could be complete bullshit, and I will I'll put a little blip up once I fact check this when I'm editing this. But I'm pretty sure the Triple H said he's done with Baron Corbin.
Good, he should be.
So that was like his nail in the coffin. So he's either probably gonna get sent back to developmental, or he's gonna get sent to NXT, or they're just done with it.
Well, that's everyone goes to NXT now. Maybe we get Baron. Like I said, Baron Corbin was best in NXT. Maybe he does that version back in NXT. They don't have a big guy like that who's just evil or something. You know what I mean? Like they could just make him a back in NXT, or just get rid of him, have him go nowhere, have him go to AEW. Maybe he plays football again.
Yeah, he probably go to Impact.
But so
I don't think AEW.
we do jump to NXT, and NXT was a fallout of I feel like the pay-per-view.
He said, "Do you want to play for while we talk about these since they're like the smaller shows?"
Yeah, that's fine.
My bad. I just figured.
How do we? Yeah, let's start it up.
Starting.
But yeah, so NXT, we'll get the game here started. So yeah, NXT, like I said, it was like the Fallout show. You do get a good spot at the beginning. Carmelo Hayes comes out with Trick Williams. Hell of a match he had with Apollo Crews. Like I said, he's the one to face Braun Breaker next in everyone's opinion and theirs. Yep. So we did get him being interrupted by JD McDonough, and like he's great in the ring as well. It will lead up to a match between those two for later, and that'll be a nice one to get. Like I said, Carmelo against McDonough, and it's kind of maybe, it's like heel versus heel in a way, but it's also maybe making Carmelo. He is liked, so I mean, I'm excited to see. I'm really excited to see Carmelo versus Braun Breaker, and I think Carmelo will be the guy to actually beat Breaker, is what I'm thinking. But it did lead to our first match, Zoe Stark versus Sol Ruca. And she won the match with the GTS, Zoe Stark did. I kind of expected that, but it was a good match, and Sol Ruca is great. Brand new to NXT, and she's been killing it. But I think Stark is going to be the one to close in on a title match with Roxanne Perez. That's kind of what I think they're building her for. She's kind of like that top heel persona right now, and Roxanne's pure babyface. But like I said, it was a good match. There was a little brief altercation after where she got the Sol Ruca got the upper hand after the match, but Zoe Stark got the win. We did see Kiana James and Fallon Henley argue in the back. I mentioned that last time, that once she realized that James, cheated to win, she wouldn't be a fan of it. And she wasn't, but she did make a good point to her that, hey, we won and we're the champs now. They walked into a party backstage, so obviously they celebrated, and, more to come on that. But I do like them as a tag team. It was interesting because Grayson Waller is suspended. He flipped out on Shawn Michaels, so they did show you the video footage of that. He went ham on him. We did see Pretty Deadly get in an argument with Chase U. I like Chase U, so I'm all for them being a tag team soon or someday. And then we also do get Tyler Bate challenging Grayson Waller to a match when the suspension's lifted. So I am happy to see Tyler Bate back, and I think him and Waller could be good.
I think that's cool.
In the
They're
ring.
incorporating suspensions into storylines.
Well, and you need to, because Waller's the perfect guy to get suspended. But We did have Dabba-Kato make his in-ring debut in NXT against some Dante Chen.
You still wearing that weird jacket or no?
No, because that was Prince Aziz. He's back to Dabba-Kato now.
Okay.
So he just wears a black tank top and just attacks you. But, squash match. Dabba-Kato wins. Not the greatest match, but, he had some good big man spots. We do have Isla Dawn and Elba Fire, and, they've been a good tandem together, and I think, we could see great things from them in the future. Isla Dawn against Tatum Paxley is the match we got. Dawn gets the win. Overall, it was good. It was okay. It was nothing special. But I think we'll probably then, maybe see a tag match next week or maybe in 2 weeks. We'll get Dawn and Fire versus Paxley and Nile. But overall, it was okay. Like I said, who knows what will happen. Maybe they'll face Fallon Henley and Kiana James soon. I don't know. But it was okay. We did... the main highlight, Carmelo Hayes versus McDonough was a great match. I thought it was the best spot of NXT outside of just went down in the little segment at the end. But definitely a top match. Hayes got the win. It was good. It puts him as the future of the show, I think, of the future champ. We did get a return in Dragunov. He came out. That kind of helped lead DeMello to get the win there. But he has the history with McDonough, so that's him coming out to attack him. So it sets them up to feud. It puts Hayes over. It puts Hayes over as he goes to fight, and wrestle Braun Breaker for the title. So that was great. That was a great match. It was the best part of NXT. But the highlight would be, we did also get another match too. The Valkyrie, as I call her, Lyra Valkyrie. Beat Valentina Feroz. So, that was just, Wendy Chu was there. In my opinion, it wasn't that competitive of a match at all. I really, all it was a little filler spot.
I think it's weird that they have filler spots.
Well, and the other thing is we did also get Stacks against Odyssey Jones, and once again, not much good happening there. I'd rather see better things. Tony D'Angelo, I'd rather see him. I would just rather see more relevant things. But usually the show right after... a pay-per-view, it leaves you wanting more at times, especially with NXT, I feel. But we did get Chase U versus Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly won. I thought that was also a phenomenal match. I'm high on Chase U. I really like them. I think that they're two of the better teams in NXT anyways, even though I don't really like Pretty Deadly. But I really do want to see Chase U go a long way. We did see, Tiffany Stratton kind of involved with them backstage too. And I do love her being used, so I'm all for Chase U and Tiffany Stratton and where that goes as well, and just Chase U in general. And then Gallus as the new tag champs. They can pretty much face anybody. But the main spot of NXT was the Ding Dong Hello. Bailey showed up to hold it with Toxic Attraction. It was Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. They were teasing the idea of you two are too good together as a team to break up, but you guys fought each other and seemed to be at each other's throats after the triple threat match and even before it. Obviously Roxanne Perez won and retained, so the issue really was just Bailey. I almost thought Bailey was going to try to swoop him as a part of Damage Control, let me take you guys under my wing. They actually teased kind of getting along, being the ride or die for each other, and maybe coming at Bailey's friends for the WWE Tag Team Women's Championships. And I thought that was cool because part of me was like, oh shit, they're going to flip the script. Maybe this leads to a call-up. What we got, though, I kind of didn't even think this would happen, but I guess I was being naive because I wanted them to stay a team. We got JC Jane turning on Gigi Dolan. They were going to be a team. They were going to continue on. Tigger's upset about it too. I am as well. JC Jane threw. It was a very rough spot to watch, actually. She threw Gigi Dolan headfirst into the door, and I feel like the door didn't have any give, and it had to hurt. And
I heard about
saw her
that.
face afterwards too.
She posted a picture. It was pretty bruised.
I genuinely don't think that's how it was supposed to maybe. I don't think she was supposed to hit her head.
She was supposed to hit it, and it was supposed to swing open, but for some reason,
it sure as shit didn't even move. It barely budged open. It hurt, and it wasn't good, but it was real. And then she also was crying. That might have been real or fake. I don't know. But Gigi Dolan in the ring is great with her reactions. But the thing is, it's going to paint her as the baby face and JC as the heel, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Because Gigi is the baby face. I like her more as that. They both fit that gimmick each way. And I think the two of them can now do great things battling each other. And we'll see what happens down the road. But we do have Toxic Attraction, no more. And they're now individual. So I don't know if they will get new entrances. I would assume so.
Yeah,
maybe
most
one of
likely.
them keeps one of them. I don't know. But maybe we also get a reunion down the road. There's no reason that... What if Mandy Rose resigns sometime, brings them back? What if they get called up down the road and they're like, hey, let's be a... Well, no, but I'm just saying even another one. Maybe they get called up and they're like, let's be a tag team again. Or maybe even in NXT, maybe something happens where... It's almost like how Triple H and Shawn were friends and not many years throughout the times. Or Edge and Orton at times they were tag team champs.
Rated RKO.
And they fought against each other. Or Kevin Owens has turned on everybody he's partnered with. But my point is, even Sami Zayn and Owens, they were kind of friends again. So my thing is, this could go on for a long time, but I like the split up. I think it's good for NXT. I think it's good for the two of them to battle. I like Gigi Dolan a lot more. I think she's the better star of the two, but I didn't expect it. I thought it was good. Overall, I heard a lot of people were kind of on the segment, and then again, a lot of people liked it. But in comparison, NXT was just an okay show. It was just good overall. It's building to better things. But I thought Raw was great. I thought NXT was okay. Then moving to AEW, I thought AEW was good. Had a few good spots. Had some great matches on it. And then had some insanity go down that left me pissed off. And
let's talk about that insanity, because that's really the only thing that's kind of worth talking about.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, you get the build for... You do get the build for Daniel... Tigger, settle down, buddy. You do get the build for Bryan Danielson and MJF. MJF successfully defended the title. Danielson made the save there afterwards. We do see Danielson getting trapped in the back room there and then breaking free just to go run out and make his match. All the focus on his hurt shoulder. But we're building to the match that MJF doesn't want and everybody wants to see. And I don't know who's going to win it. I think you go either way on that. But it's great. We're building it. We also saw the trios titles defended. We saw the women's title defended. I thought they were all good matches, all expected results though, as well as just there's the build for Samoa Joe Wardlow too. That's coming up. Moxley, he's John Moxley. I saw a quote about what he was saying too about how he helped establish AEW. He loves AEW. He's ride or die AEW for life now. So he seems hardcore about being Mr. AEW, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's good.
But
especially with losing Cody, I think it's good that they have a new.
Well, and him and Hangman aren't done. Him and Bryan Danielson aren't done. Him and MJF aren't done.
Oh yeah.
Him and a lot of people. Ow! Him and a lot of people aren't done. Yeah, the only main part to me, or the highlight of the show, or the chaos that ensued, the insanity.
I don't think anybody's excited.
Dare I call it?
This.
Was the tag team match. We had the Acclaim versus the Gut Club, the Gut Show, the Bitch Boys, whatever you want to call them. And I love the Acclaim. I'm big on the Acclaim. Now that I think about it, they did have a promo backstage, and I did kind of feel that, what do you call it? I felt like the faces of the Acclaimed, especially, I can't remember which one, but one of them looked a little bit just distracted or sad, or kind of just like...
It was probably like a last-minute change.
Well, it was like right before he went to speak his part, he just kind of seemed just out of character, and it was like, I bet you they were a little pretty pissed off at what's about to happen. But basically we have robbery, highway robbery. The Guns steal the titles from the Acclaim. It happens, the ref is down, the Acclaim should get the pin, the ref, gets in there late, it's a slow count, whatever, kick out. We get a title belt to the head. The ref doesn't see it through the ropes. We have a roll-up of a pin. It did remind me a little bit of nostalgia.
This move in all of wrestling. Surprise roll-up.
Well, the thing is, it took me nostalgia-wise back to old school, like Eddie Guerrero cheat to win or make you think he got hit by a chair and played possum. It made me think of like WCW, like someone interfered and hit him with a belt and like, no, not this way. I can think of like even in WWE, like Edge stealing one from John Cena, or even way years prior, The Rock losing or Stone Cold losing, and it's because some jabroni came in and fucking hit him with the title, or someone pulled the ref out and you're looking like, you kidding me? And it was just straight tomfoolery. Just straight, especially when you're younger as a fan, you're like, what in the fuck is this? Why are you doing that? He cheated, and you don't want it to happen. And I think that was the only good thing it did was, man, the heel heat it generated, and man, the crowd reaction, and now we're going to have a rematch. And, you know, it gave you that sense of they flat out screwed him. They hit him with the belt, the ref didn't see it, they stole it. Like nowadays it would have been, oh, he kicked out and they retain, or the ref catches them and they're like, not today. I was almost speculating maybe Daddy Ass turns and we get Billy Gunn going with his sons and leaving the Acclaimed, you know, kind of in the dust there. That would have been almost the more suitable ending to me, but I don't think Billy Gunn wants that, nor, you know, I hope it didn't happen and I hope it doesn't. But that was almost what I thought. If it were going to happen, Billy Gunn's going to turn. And instead, we got everyone pissed off at the end. I don't think anyone was happy. I think no one was happy. Sebastian and I were supposed to play games, and I was like 30 minutes late logging on because I watched the end of that, and I was just pissed. And then I watched something else about it, and I rewatched it, like, damn, I'm pissed. And I was like, yo, did you see AEW? Because I'm pissed. So my reaction was just straight pissed. But that's what you want, though. I mean, they got booed. They got booed out of the stadium where they celebrated.
You want fans to have that such love for it.
Pissed.
They're pissed. You want them to be angry. You want them to be that level of excited, happy. So to get your fans pissed for a situation like that, that shows you
how pumped they were when the Acclaimed won. The Acclaimed is very over. And that's why I was like, man, I'm happy to see where they go with it, but fuck this. Tigger, you were pissed too? I know, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to get you a Scissor Me shirt. It's okay. No, so a good show. Great. We're leading to better things with AEW. Yeah. But, like I said, screw job. Not okay with it. I hope there is a screw job here in the future. A Montreal screw job with Sami Zayn in a good way. But the thing is, AEW ended to me on a sour note there.
Well, to pick it back up then, I'm going to be starting our new segment. I decided to watch every indie show I can. So, there's not going to be WoW this week because we are shooting this on a Saturday, so no WoW, but making up for it with like a million other indie promotions. And I'm going to try to keep up with these. Some of these are really boring. Some of these are super low.
Or I think even just bouncing around to some is kind of a fun idea. Because I don't dabble. I don't have enough time to really kind of watch a few of these. I've heard. I dabble a little with Impact every once in a while. Maybe a little New Japan here and there. But ultimately, no. I'm more WWE, AEW strictly. Yeah. And I mean, NXT is WWE as well. But I dabble in Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Dynamite. Oh, yeah. Sebastian's kind of Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, and anything in between other than NXT. So, like...
it's not that I have anything against NXT. It's just there's so much other stuff that I watch that I don't really want to watch.
Well, and I told him the other day, I think he'd be a fan of NXT more if he watched Prime NXT, Balor and Samoa Joe and Nakamura.
So maybe if NXT starts getting a little bit better,
I'll get into it. NXT 2.0, it went to shit because of Vince, in my opinion. Yeah. And it's slowly getting better. But we're not where we were. We are not where we were. To me now, NXT is definitely a lot more developmental. Like, there are some people that stand alone, but I think that's why you're seeing some of the WWE talent go down that maybe aren't doing as great on the main roster. They don't have a storyline right now, and that's to help elevate the younger guys and be maybe main eventers down there. Because some people were better on NXT before getting called up. Yeah. So my thing is, it is a little bit more developmental, but what NXT is to me is what a lot of these indie shows are to him. So it gets you a good mix of everything.
Yeah. So the first indie show we're going to start off with talking about is actually Impact. You know, probably one of the biggest indies there are out there. You know, formerly TNA. Hate to see it, just, diminish.
FKA TNA.
Yeah. But it started off really funny, and if any of our fans want to explain this, because I tried looking it up, I'm just I don't really I don't get the reference.
I didn't know it
either. But Joe Henry, it starts off with Joe Henry's diss from last week where he made a song talking about how Matt Cardona is Edge's bitch. I don't get it.
Matt Cardona, a.k.a. Zack Ryder.
Yeah, Zack Ryder. King of the Indies, as you guys will find out as I talk about all these indie promotions. Because, man, he may get shit on in Impact, but, hey, he was doing pretty good in every other fucking promotion I saw him in.
Well, I know when he left WWE, his goal was to, be better, win titles, and prove something. And I think since then he's won every freaking title you can, except like AEW and.
Well, actually, before I go into Impact, I'm gonna talk about the Jericho Rock and Rager cruise. It was a wrestling thing that he did. He does every year. Not the pretty good matches. Don't really want to get too much into it because a lot of it hasn't been released yet. So I'm gonna wait for the official release before we actually start talking about it. But it just since we talked about him right now, shout out to Matt Cardona for being the Jericho Cruise Championship champion for the year. I don't know. I think Jericho only does it once a year, so I guess he's the reigning champion until next year. I'm not really sure how that happens, but Mickie James actually produced a lot of the matches on it. It's pretty interesting.
Is she still an Impact?
Yeah, she's actually still X Division champion. Not X Division.
Impact Women's Champ?
No, not women. Just Impact something champion.
Interesting.
The champion she had at the Knockout champion. She's the Knockout champion still.
Ah, right.
Yeah, so it started off with the Joe Henry diss song to Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona made another diss song back to Joe Henry. It was horrible. They shitted on Matt Cardona, dude. He had like they both had pretty shitty wrestling rooms, not wrestling locker rooms compared to like a WWE wrestler, or at least how WWE wrestler locker rooms are portrayed. But Matt Cardona thought he was getting fancy locker rooms. He had shrimp cocktails and fucking what else is in there? Oh, and cheap wine. But then the guy was like, "You're Joe Henry, right?" And he's like, "No, I'm Matt Cardona." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, this isn't your room." He takes him to a broom closet. So I was like, wow, this is just funny as hell. Because Matt Cardona, the main event of the night was Matt Cardona challenging Joe Henry for the Digital Media Championship. Then it goes to a promo with the X Division champ, Ty Miguel, I believe his name was. It was alright. Promo was not that good. He got freaked out by a guy named Crazy Steve. Yeah.
Fuck?
TNA, we gotta do better with these names.
Crazy Steve.
Yeah, Crazy
See, that's
Steve
why,
hacked
like,
the cameras.
Like, some of these, like, I'm surprised that's an Impact, but, like, I'm not. But some of those indies with the names, like, when you mentioned, like, the WoW wrestling names the other day, like what were they, the Mother Truckers one or something?
Gianna.
No, those were okay, but remember, like, the Hillbilly Truckers or something?
Yeah.
They're like, some of them are like that one, Crazy Steve. We can't do any better than, oh, fuck.
Dude, Fandango's in Impact. That was the first match of the night. It was Dirty Dango versus Brian Myers.
Now, see, like, at least that one is a little bit, like, you're taking Fandango, Dirty Dango, sure, I'm okay with, but Crazy Steve? You lost me at Crazy Steve.
Dude, what it did, the like, ring announcer sounds like Ray Ramona. It was hilarious to listen to.
How crazy is Steve? That's the real question.
Crazy Steve didn't show up. He just hacked the cameras. Or
he's just a crazy
scared the X Division champ. But then Dirty Dango won that match. Nothing really too out of that. But then Mickie James and Tommy Dreamer have an intergender tag team match against the Good Hands.
Oh, and you were talking about this, the mixed tags.
Yeah, I think, dude, it's 2023. Intergender tags should happen. Like, obviously believable matches, though. It was Tommy Dreamer who looked extremely out of shape.
I don't know how he's still
Dude,
wrestling.
So I'm going to put it in the video right now, and I'm going to show Chris a photo of it in a second. But Tommy Dreamer,
I don't know how he's still around.
You should
I mean,
not
he's a legend
be
in the
wrestling
scene.
legend in his own
Wrestling
respects,
scene.
but should have retired. When
Don't know why he's around
ECW
still.
like failed back in the day, like second time.
Yeah, I it used to, I think, happen in WWE more, and they've gotten away from it, minus some spots with just men and women alone. But they are, like I said, you are going to see a Beth Phoenix Edge and Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley, but
Because that's gonna be, they already announced it's gonna be a mixed gender match.
But it's like a special, like, but someone's gonna get involved. There's no way Beth's not gonna touch Balor. I mean, she might even touch Dominic if he's there and he gets involved. She might throw him out of the ring.
Yeah. But Mickie James, Tommy Dreamer, phenomenal match. They win. But then, another surprise, because honestly, this is my first time watching Impact in forever. Guess who comes in and attacks Mickie James and Tommy Dreamer?
Wait, what was this question? Who comes in to attack Mickie James and Tommy Dreamer?
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark here.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Huh?
I have no idea. But I'm going to say, is it someone that has a prior history with one of the two?
No, surprisingly. Well, actually, yeah, one is he's an ECW wrestler.
So it's definitely Bully Ray.
Yeah, Bully Ray. Did not know Bully Ray is an Impact.
The only person I know who's in Impact. No, but I know Bully Ray's done many things in Impact. But also, I figure when you say Tommy Dreamer, I almost can't not think of the Dudleys. But
yeah. Then they
Bully
mentioned
Ray.
something about Ken Shamrock, and I found out Ken Shamrock still wrestles.
How? He's old.
Dude, I don't know. I swore he was 40 in the 90s, so he's got to be.
That's what I'm saying. When I was a kid and he wrestled, he was in his 30s or something, I thought.
Yeah.
I'm now in my 30s. How is he not in his 50s or 60s?
Yeah.
I don't. Math doesn't. Unless Ken Shamrock.
Unless you just look.
Unless Ken Shamrock is Benjamin Button and he's aging down, this makes no sense.
I don't know. I mean, the dude did MMA while wrestling. I mean, the guy was all over the place. Now I know Ken Shamrock actually is like one of the main leaders in like bare knuckles wrestling or bare knuckles fighting, and I think like the slap boxing or whatever the fuck that shit's
Jeez, that
called.
shit gets crazy.
Yeah,
I don't even really watch that, but what I've ever seen of that is just no one's ever slapping me like that. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Ken Shamrock screams to me like 90s coked out executive.
He screams to me like just fucking nut job, bro. Like he's like that like douchebag's dad that was in the like military and went ham and makes you get up at 6 a.m. and run or something. Like I don't know. He looks like the crazy coach that'll push it too far. Like he doesn't look like a sane person.
Next was another former WWE wrestler, Santino Marella, the deputy director of
Authority.
Authority.
He got put in the Impact recently.
Yeah, he's in a kind of like a GM role, but he doesn't do matches. He just reinforces the rules. So like, there's like a stupid little like food fight between these two female wrestlers, and he was like, "Hey, I'm the director of Authority, and now because you guys are being stupid, you guys are gonna have a match at their pay-per-view. I forgot what it's called. I think it's like All Out or something. I don't know.
That was an AEW pay-per-view.
I don't know.
Yeah, they can't steal that name.
Well, dude, surprisingly, Impact does like a lot of fucking crossovers with New Japan. They weird thing too. They advertise 3 different pay-per-views on the same show.
Well, at first Impact was doing a lot of crossover with AEW because Kenny Omega was champ of both. So I mean, Impact's kind of around with both of them. All 3 of them do a lot with each
Yeah,
other.
it was just weird to see because like there's a Battle in the Valley that's Impact in New Japan. Then there's like another one in March.
I just thought of something crazy that I read. So I was reading, since phones listen to you, and we do this podcast now, Facebook's been showing me a lot of these wrestling things that it didn't used to show me on my feed as much. And I've been getting more, and I saw a very interesting one about Daniel Bryan. And he said that when he was away, like remember when he had his kids and he was away before he came back to, I think, WWE?
Yeah.
Or maybe it was after he was back to WWE, like he went away again, because like I said, he had a kid or two with Brie Bella, and like he was away, right?
Whoa, he's married to the other Bella?
Yeah, you didn't know that? He was married to her way before. Like he was with her before and during Nikki with John Cena.
I didn't know. I didn't watch WWE during that time frame. I just knew John Cena was married to one of them.
Not
and
dating,
I kind of
mostly.
just assumed that he was married to both of them.
That's hilarious, dude. That's a dream.
John Cena seems like the guy.
Nikki Bella is just. I love Nikki Bella, but anywho, she's now married to a Dance with the Star guy that she was with, and I don't know. Anyways, who cares? Point of this is Daniel Bryan Danielson, the man, the myth, the legend. When he was not with WWE briefly, Vince McMahon reached out.
Oh yeah,
Daniel
I saw
Bryan
about that. It was 2020. He reached out to him to see what AEW.
That's what it was. He asked Daniel Bryan straight up what AEW does better than WWE.
Yeah.
And Daniel Bryan at the time never watched AEW, so he said when he was away, he started watching any and all things AEW that he could get his hands on, right? And so he got back to Vince basically saying that what he felt like was he watched AEW and it was wrestling and it was about wrestling. It was matches, long matches with shorter promos.
Yeah.
Watching WWE was more watching wrestling entertainment without the wrestling. Because the promos were long and lengthy, the matches weren't, so to speak.
Yeah,
and it was just
they're
like
putting more of the drama and entertainment before the actual sport.
Well, and to me, that whole assessment by Daniel Bryan, in my opinion, even though he wrestled with WWE, I'm pretty sure that's almost what led him to AEW. He then got that interest and love for AEW. Oh, this place is about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I did read that though, but I was going to tell you about it, so I didn't know you saw that. But
Yeah,
I thought
seen it a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I think it was a day or two ago I saw it, but it was like, I thought that was a really cool, like, no shit, like Vince McMahon turns to Daniel Bryan, or, you know, that's who I would, you know, I knew they were close in ways, but it's like, all right. And then, you know, he's that candid with him, and then it's like, you know what, I would say what he said was true. And then I think we're seeing a better, like, I like Bryan Danielson in AEW. I mean, I like a lot of what I'm seeing in AEW. John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, even like the promo Adam Cole delivered recently was amazing. So like some of these guys who've left WWE, now at first Miro was doing great. Lately Miro's not around. Like, I mean, some of them have fallen off. Or Keith Lee, I don't think they really used to the fullest potential. But yeah, I mean, I love Keith Lee in WWE. So my thing is, he's done okay. There's been a few good matches and spots and little tag title run, but I mean, Keith Lee to me hasn't been used the way he needs to be. But
yeah, like he's a performer.
Most of the people have done better.
Phenomenal performer. He should be used.
Dude, for a big man, I've never seen someone do what he does.
Yeah,
he did a goddamn Spanish.
That's
fly.
a lot of things.
Him and Dominic Dijakovic did a Spanish fly from the top rope. I will never and have never seen anything like that. Yeah. That's fucking nuts. But anyways, that is what my one thought was, that I interrupted the whole.
No, you're good, because Impact's not super
indie
long,
thing,
just
but
a little bit more. I mean, AEW technically indie.
My thing is, it was just interesting to see that reaction or candid quote there.
Yeah.
From Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan. He's my Mia Yim Misha now.
So after that was Stephanie DeLander, who you know as Persia
Pirata or something.
Yeah, Persia
she was in NXT briefly.
Yeah, versus Jordan Grace. She loses her match. Jordan Grace is built like
she
China.
had a feud with Indy Hartwell for a while.
Jordan Grace?
No, the Persia Pirata.
Oh,
that was kind of what she was doing.
She seems kind of like a generic Rhea Ripley. Not trying to be mean, but she's from New Zealand.
Rhea Ripley's much better.
No, Rhea Ripley's from New Zealand, right?
No, Rhea Ripley's Australian.
Okay, so Persia Pirata is from New Zealand. I was getting them mixed up. But, yeah, it was a pretty decent fight. This dude, Jordan Grace, built like China, but short, and dude, she phenomenal wrestler. Like, it was crazy. It was a good match. It does suck for her, Steph DeLander to lose her debut match, but still a good match. Debuted as a heel, instantly started talking smack. I think, it's like a bigger wrestler coming from a wrestler coming from a bigger promotion back to a smaller promotion. But after that, there's a little promo for Rhino. Rhino's gonna have a match next week, and I didn't realize Rhino still wrestles
either.
And dude, he looks just like he used to back when he used to.
Yeah, I knew he was in TNA for a while, but I just didn't know he was still around.
Yeah, and then Josh Alexander,
I know him.
Impact champion, had a promo. Then it was all right. Feel maybe as a champion, they probably train a little bit more on the mic, especially because I believe Impact is their top title.
Yeah.
Then there's like a couple smaller matches that didn't really matter too much. So I wrote it down. So these are the two crossover events, and I think it's weird that they're advertising 3 different three different pay-per-views at once. So it was February 18th is Battle in the Valley with Impact and New Japan. But then on March 30th is Multiverse with New Japan and Impact. And then they also have an Impact pay-per-view this weekend.
Interesting. That's a lot of pay-per-views all at one time.
Yeah, and then the advertising all at once, too. It's like...
You'd focus on the one coming up, or maybe your main one.
Impact's coming here in the summer, though, so we're probably going to go to an Impact match.
I've never been to Impact.
Me either.
I'm not against going.
Yeah, I see Mickey James. There was this girl in this tag team match later. It was very weird. She used tarot cards as like part of her gimmick, and like she was just standing ringside while her partner was tagged in, and like she looked at this, like put the tarot card in the sky and looked at it, and I guess it told her that she needed to tag herself in, and she tagged herself in, and it was weird. It was a very weird gimmick, but it was cool. It was interesting. Insane. Then the Dead Dolls won, and then Father James Mitchell came out, and the idea was like weird. It was like the Devil Priest. I don't know any of these characters, but it was pretty interesting. Then the Bullet Club challenged the tag champs. to a triple tag match because they do Freebird rule, so they can have like trios for just the tag champions. Then the next match was Shera with Raj Singh versus PCO, who is like a Frankenstein character. He has like the little like marks and everything in his promo. He has little Frankenstein bolts, but he doesn't wrestle with them. It was pretty crazy. Frankenstein won, but then what's it called? Then there was the match between it was the Impact, main event. Matt Cardona, Joe Henry, for the Digital Media Championship. It was all right. Cardona lost because he had the interference to try and assist him, but the interference screwed himself and he lost. Typical Matt Cardona stuff. And then they played the Edge's Bitch song, and I'm going to put that in the podcast so you guys can hear it real quick. I don't believe it's copyright because it's fucking Impact.
I mean, there's not many rules out there, but
yeah, our copyright-free intro song from our first 2 episodes got claimed in the 3rd episode, but not the first 2, because apparently it's not copyright. So whatever.
We'll fix that. But
yeah, that was an Impact. Then next was MLW Fusion, and honestly, dude, this one I liked a lot because it reminded me of ECW, and there was a lot of reference to ECW on the show, so I assume that that's what they're trying to accomplish.
Okay.
On the first, dude, hilarious. It starts off with their like brand champion doing a Blue Chew promo, and it's hilarious. For those of you guys who don't know, Blue Chew is like a off-brand Viagra. It's cheaper, and a lot of celebrities or like e-celebrities promote it now because they get like money from them or whatever.
I feel like I never knew what that was, and now it's like there's shit everywhere.
Yeah, it's like it blew up. But it's weird seeing their champion advertise it because he was like, I may be the champion, but, even champions sometimes need a little help. So that's why I always use Blue Chew. And I'm just like, bro, I'm sorry, but it's kind of weird. I don't want to, it's weird. I don't know. I don't want to see Blue Chew ads with wrestlers. The dudes are, especially on something like MLW, who knows what their wellness policy is. Those dudes are probably roided up like nuts. It's an indie show, so that's probably why they need the Blue Chew. But yeah, so it started off with that. That caught my attention. It was weird. But then it started off with the Samoan SWAT team versus FBI. So Samoan SWAT team, one of the members is actually Lance Anawai. He's the son of Samu. Yeah, he's definitely not WWE talent, and that's why he's nowhere near the bloodline.
So that's why he's not.
He is like definitely like out of shape. Like, not just, like, big, like, Rikishi big. Like, out of shape big.
Interesting.
But then they get interrupted by the most racist gimmick in the world. Little Guidos.
Oh, God.
And they come in with, like, the most generic Italian accents. And they do the little hand sims, generic hand movements.
Like crab pincers.
Yeah, and they're like, shush your face. Who you talking to? And they're like the most racist, stereotypical Italian accent, bro. It was hilarious.
Well, yeah.
Guido is actually a former ECW tag champ.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So that was interesting. They do a double body slam into frog / finish. It was crazy. The Samoans, beat them. The show is really low budget. I made a note of that. Like, it's really low budget, dude. Davey Boy Smith and the Billington Bulldogs, they look like teenagers, dude.
Was that British Bulldog skits?
Yeah, dude. They did
I knew
a
Davey
promo.
Boy Smith was. He was in WWE for a minute.
Was he? Dude,
oh, yeah.
They
Years
did a
ago.
promo and they look like fucking 12-year-olds. It's crazy. Oh, then a guy named Vinny Pacifico makes his debut, but he fights this guy that's name is Dax. Dude, this place is so low budget. You can see the Windows taskbar at the bottom, when their entrance is coming out. Dude, so Dax looks like I can't say this word on the podcast, so I'm gonna bleep it right here. You guys can imagine whatever word you want with the bleep, but Chris, read this. Don't read it out loud.
What am I looking like?
That's
I didn't think that's what you were gonna say.
yeah, and then, dude, so he looks like a weird, a certain word I'm not gonna say, Kane Mankind mix. And then the announcers are like, yeah, he's friends with Gangrel. I was like, dude, it's even worse. It was like, it's even worse. Why would you brag about being friends with Gangrel?
And he looked fucking
like a
insane.
psychopath.
I mean, dude,
he was in an interview talking about Owen Hart, and he looks like a
dude looks like
meth
a
head.
whack job, dude. Well, yeah, he looks like a real fucked up Kane Mankind kind of thing, apparently.
Taya Valerie did a promo. She's in Death Dolls on Impact. She was in the weird, like...
I just wanted to do the sound effect of bleeping you out.
The weird Satan church dude that was talking about, the Satan priest.
Oh, yeah. Pastor Michael James
Yeah,
Rogers
some weird...
yeah,
I don't know. I'm sorry, all my Impact fans here, but...
I don't know if there's many.
Yeah, then... Boomaye, some weird tag team. They're very hyped. They did a promo.
How the hell long is Impact? It seems like a long show.
No, this is MLW.
Oh, yeah.
But it's some of the wrestlers crossed over.
I was going to say, I'm a little confused.
And then I guess MLW is being taken over by like a Lucha Underground type of thing. So like their main event was like a Lucha match. But dude, it
Tell
was
me about
amazing.
that one. Who was in that match?
Oh, dude, there was a little person, and his name was Microman, and he did a Hurricane Rana, and it was amazing. And we will respect him on this podcast.
Fuck, Wee Man slammed Sami Zayn.
Dude,
bro, there's some crazy shit I've seen in life.
Man.
That's nuts.
He was like, I think
we
they
talking
said
like mini me Austin Powers.
They said he was 1 meter tall.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, think like Austin Powers mini me. Is that the size we're thinking?
Probably, yeah. Vernon Troy.
Yeah, because that was small.
All condolences.
Yeah, so sad.
It's
dude,
horrible.
Austin Powers, man, great movie back in the day.
Microman won. You know, they gave him his props as a luchador.
Microman won.
Yeah.
This is great.
And then
I saw him. He does have the mask. It's
yeah,
like purple and silver kind of thing, or blue and silver.
I'll put a photo of it in the.
Yeah, I know. He shared that with me and Jayden, and we all enjoyed that clip.
Yeah.
Jayden's not here. He's probably
dying. Dude, look at Tigger.
Oh my God, Tigger's KO'd too.
He's looking like a psychopath.
He's gonna have neck problems. So that were me.
But yeah, so the next one was super weird. I watched NWA Power with like 4 hours, and it was very like 70s aesthetic, even though it's 2023. But it started off with a guy named Kratos versus the Thrillbillies, which was a giant redneck girlfriend. Very progressive. I like it. Kratos won. It was not a very interesting fight. Sorry. Next was Robin and Charlotte Renegade versus Roxy and Ella Envy, who were with Kenzie Page. Since for some reason, there's a stipulation Kenzie Page had to be handcuffed to the turnbuckle. She's like their manager.
Interesting.
So I don't know if she's her manager, but like she had the tag title, even though she's not a part of the tag team. So I think she's just like some chick trying to butt in and steal like the position in the tag team. But the Renegade Twins ended up winning with a double finish. They did like a double twist of fate type of thing. Then Matt Cardona and Mike Knox get interviewed by a sad bride, which I later find out on last week of NWA Power. One of this tag team's managers was supposed to marry the interview girl, and like she was like distraught because the wedding never happened on the show or whatever. Very weird, dude. It was very weird jumping into this without ever watching NWA Power.
Yo, real quick, I just saw something. Not to interrupt you, but I thought this was pretty intense because I forgot about it, but I knew about it, but I forgot about it. Drew McIntyre was talking about beating Brock in 2020 and having his title run, and he mainly said that, and I quote, "I want to get a title," and he had said, "I want to get a title in front of live fans. I had it for over 300 days with nobody there."
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And that's why I was like, when you think about it, like he did it all through the pandemic, and like
the video board crowds.
He is well received, but it's like maybe at some point, like the man deserves a crowd.
Maybe not right now, but definitely a return once like the storylines have been finished. You know.
But the thing is, that spot,
like Cody Rhodes finished the story.
Like that spot though, against Brock Lesnar was insane in the Rumble, and then the fact that he ran the whole title reign with no fans, mind blowing. But I was just reading that as you were talking, and I was like, oh wow.
So Next was Mims versus Jordan Clearwater for the TV series title. NWA has a very weird stipulations for some of their matches. So for the TV series title, oh, by the way, Clearwater is a generic Nature Boy gimmick. This guy literally came out with the like kind of Nature Boy robe. I was like, dude, leave it to NWA to try and make another fucking Ric Flair. But so for their TV series title, there is a 6 minute and 5 seconds time limit for the match.
That sounds like the craziest thing.
Yeah,
I've ever heard.
dude, it sucked. Just as the match was getting good, it ended, and the Mims, who's a pretty good wrestler, lost. So definitely they did a good job at making this Clearwater dude a heel champion, because it fucking pissed me off. The same, not on the same level as Chris was about the tag champ switching on AEW, but yeah, it really pissed me off because it was just as the match had gotten good, they decided, hey, we're gonna end it.
That's very weird.
Yeah.
I've never heard of something like that.
Yeah, and then there was a weird promo for NWA USA, some weird show. They had like a dude who's definitely like on the luchador side try to do a promo in English, and it was really bad. I think it's better when not WWE, but like when wrestling companies are able to understand that some of their wrestlers have issues speaking in a different dialogue and have translators. I mean, WWE's done it forever. You have Japanese wrestlers with translators. You have luchadors with translators. You know, Great Khali had a translator.
Well, yeah, yes and no though, but that does hurt them because even Asuka, her biggest knock and the reason Vince didn't keep her or put her as a champ is she wasn't good at English. So when you think of going on shows, like think of the Roman Reigns, Jimmy Fallon, all the things he does and goes to, Asuka can't. Shinsuke couldn't. You know what I mean?
That's
like
what I'm saying. I feel like they should have like interpreters or at least like.
Well, that's what I mean. Like I think they used to do some shit like that. Like think about back in the day, Yokozuna didn't say a word, and when he did, who cares? He had a guy. And that guy didn't say shit either. But like no, but like when you think
also,
of old
Yokozuna was Samoan.
Yeah, but when you think of old but when you think of old WWE, everyone almost had a manager. You know what I mean? Like like whether they talked for him or not.
Yokozuna was just like a logistics.
No.
We don't need a manager for
what I'm just saying is nowadays though, like. Everyone themselves does the talking almost, and some people are better at it than others. Like only recently you see like MVP come in or like a Paul Heyman.
Well, I think MVP came in because like they wanted him back in the company, but his body just can't hold up.
Well, right. But what I'm saying is like, to your point, you could have more managers involved, and maybe one of those managers translates, or like you could put a girl like a Stacy Keibler back in the day, put a girl with someone
like
that doesn't
Alberto
talk
Del Rio's
much.
Announcer.
Who?
Alberto Del Rio's announcer.
I knew that, yeah. But my thing is like you could put someone like a woman that like say like a Selena Vega, right? Like imagine if Santos Escobar wasn't as well spoken and good at promos. Selena could do all his talking. He doesn't need to talk. I'll tell you what's gonna happen. He's gonna win. Like she's that type of person who could be that and own that. But like you could put that with someone who struggles with speaking, or like you said, just have a flat out dude that goes out there like. He comes out, and that's part of the heel heat. Like, he's speaking Japanese, and the other guy's like,
horrible.
He said that you guys suck as fans, and he's going to beat so-and-so, and, yada, yada, yada. And everyone will be like, boo. And then maybe he says one word or two, like, you suck, or something. You know what I mean? And it's like, that could work. But WWE doesn't really, rather than work with people, I feel like WWE's like, she's great, but not the top person.
Well, yeah, but I feel like for, like, NWA Power, like, you're such a small promotion because, dude, like, at least the other ones, they were at, like, small, like, theaters. Mm-hmm. NWA Power was in, like, high school gyms. Like, when they talk about going back to, like, the gym circuit, that's what NWA is.
Wow.
So it's like you have a dude that you're trying to show off as, like, intimidating and as badass, but you're not going to at least, help him because this dude was struggling to do a promo in English. It was horrible.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it was him against, like, one of their champions. So it's like... Yeah, I don't give a shit that this dude fucking sounds like a clown. Like, no offense, so, props to him for trying his best, but it's just he doesn't speak it like language well enough, so he doesn't sound intimidating. So I'm not gonna care about him having beef with a champion if it's not. It doesn't feel like it's beef. But So yeah, that happened. Then it ran to the final match. It was a 6-man tag with Matt Cardona, Mike Knox, and Rolando Freeman. This really scrawny, like cruiserweight dude, who like, cause Mike Knox was questioning Matt Cardona.
I know he was in WWE years ago.
Yeah, so they were like doing a promo earlier, and Mike Knox like, so who's our third for the match, because it's a 6-man tag with them against Tyrus and 2 other guys to decide what the title match between Tyrus and Matt Cardona at the pay-per-view stipulation is going to be. So they're like, who's our third? So Matt Cardona's trying to be cocky, got some fucking scrawny douche, and then they're like patting them down at the beginning. It's weird, but then obviously it turned out to be for a purpose. The fucking what's his name? The Rolando Freeman dude had like chains hidden in his guards and shit because he was gonna use them as weapons during the fight, and it's like, what the fuck? I've never seen like something like that in wrestling. That was weird. Like to check their gloves and wrappings like it's a boxing fight. But Matt Cardona got cocky, and then he let the Rolando Freeman dude get in the match. Tyrus bodied him in 1 second and won. And they're gonna have a steel cage match at the pay-per-view. And that was pretty much it. I tried to watch New Japan, but I was tired.
So what was your favorite of all of them?
Favorite was definitely Impact. I loved Mickey James. I loved seeing Tommy Dreamer, even though he looked... Oh, I didn't show you the picture of Tommy Dreamer. So fans, I'm going to show you guys again while I show Chris what Tommy Dreamer looks like now.
Yeah, because... and then jumping from that, we do have SmackDown. That's where we end this week.
Yeah.
And we also gotta start this playing. Yeah.
This is...
everything else took precedent to that, but SmackDown was good. Started off with promo with Paul Heyman. So, coming after just that promo with Cody Rhodes, I mean, Paul's everywhere. Paul's killing it. Yeah, I mean, I liked him out in the ring talking. Of course, we get Sami Zayn interrupting. Paul plays the scared guy. Sami has some good choice words for him. Gives him a hug at the end. There's no attacking at all. I know he did mention, I said to Sebastian, the best part to me was him mentioning about, you don't have to worry about Cody. And it's like, I like how they're crossing Zayn and Rhodes and Reigns all together. But great promo on both ends from Heyman to Sami. And the big build to me was just what's going to happen with the tag title match, where we're going to get Jey Uso.
Or Solo, because they did some dark shows together.
Yeah, or, do we have someone step in? So, really, SmackDown, we'll just run through a little bit. It's like, rather than go through what
there wasn't a lot that really happened.
I mean, we have build more for the Brawling Brutes, or, McIntyre and Sheamus against the Viking Raiders. We got some build for that. That's coming our way next week. I'm all for that one. We did get a good interview with Charlotte Flair. That's leading towards the match with Rhea Ripley. I think WrestleMania is like 49 days away, maybe 50 days, something like that. So, This is
the Crazy Steve thing. I'm going to show the Crazy Steve thing on the screen.
Gotcha.
This is literally all this happens. This is a bloody logo.
But, so we did get the Charlotte Flair, promo about her and Ripley. That was great. Minor Chelsea Green thing with Sonya Deville and, Adam Pearce I kind of mentioned earlier. He's definitely looking old and a little rough there.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Tommy Dreamer looks like he should not be wrestling anymore.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah.
I think that's why he's tagged with Mickey right now. She does a lot of the carrying.
But
Mickey James, aged like fine wine. That lady's in her mid-40s and still just as phenomenal as a wrestler.
She's amazing. But so anyway, SmackDown, like I said, we had some good things going on. The main focal points to me, we're just gonna jump there. LA Knight, love LA Knight, love his promos, love his charisma, love his look.
Yeah, glad to see him back.
I'm pretty sure LA Knight, in my opinion, I haven't been that happy. I hope he does well. I hope he has a great career. I hope they use him right, because he could be a Rock-like person. And I haven't really said that about any other person. I just get, when he talks, when he does his thing, he just reminds me of The Rock.
He's electrifying.
So, I mean, he has that same spark, but maybe not as much, but he has that spark. But my thing is, that's what I liked. It's like, hey, what happened, or how'd you feel about the match, and And it was like, you know, I'm not here to talk about Bray Wyatt. I'm not here to talk about the Pitch Black match. Like, here to talk about the future and talk about LA Knight. Yeah, you know, it's like everything about it. Loved it. That's what I want to see. So that's his character. It fits it. But yeah, so LA Knight, great. You know, we do, like I said, the promo with Zayn and Heyman was great. We do get the spot. It's the tag title match. You know, Braun and Ricochet come out. We saw Jimmy Uso a few times in the back. He was
trying to get a hold of his brother.
You know, he tried to call him, I think, twice. He talked to Paul Heyman about, hey, I'm alone, and, you know, there's no Solo even, and there's no Roman, and, like, you know, like, how am I supposed to, you know, do this kind of alone, like, no one's here, and, you know, it almost to me also seemed like, you know, Paul Heyman almost didn't care enough about, you know, he didn't almost care enough about Jimmy Uso. Like, if it would have been Roman Reigns, he would have been like, oh, like, yeah, Roman, you know, we're going to do this and that. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like he didn't care too much. But we ultimately got Braun Strowman and Ricochet coming out. We had Jimmy come out, and he was alone. And we then...
They even announced him alone, too.
Well, yeah, because she was like, in your opponent. Yeah. So my thing is, I almost thought we were going to get, hey, it is going to be 1 versus 2. Or I thought, what if the match starts out that way, and, like, mid-match we get Jay coming out, like Jay is here. Maybe they show him arriving in the back. Maybe he just runs down through the crowd or comes out like normal. But, yeah, so what we did get is they made you wait as long as they possibly can.
And he appeared in the Raptors at Sting!
I wish. But, no, we did get him. Jimmy kind of stopped the ref or the announcer, and it was kind of like, hey, wait a minute. And here comes through the crowd. Here's Jey Uso clinking the title belts and being all excited and pumped and like, oh, yeah, I mean, it got me going. I'm like, here's Jay, let's go. We're getting the title. He's there for his brother. You know, let's do this thing. And we had a great match, I thought. I wouldn't expect the Usos to lose it, not especially with Jay coming out. But it was
close.
Yeah, it was a good match. There were a couple of good parts. Like, the end was a great finish. We saw... I love the... Ricochet's just great to watch. It never gets old.
Yeah, dude.
So
they're a great tag team too.
Yeah, it's a good thing of him being, you know, a giant and a monster, and Ricochet being.
I love their tag finish too, where he gets on top of his shoulders.
Yeah,
I think that's a good use of like having a giant with like a really like small but like athletic dude.
Well, and that's my thing though. Speaking about the finish of it, to have it be like a tag you don't see, and then he hits, you know. Instead of his normal finisher, you know, Ricochet hits him, crazy move, lands and kind of flips over right at the same time as, you know, Jay comes down with a frog splash.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, because, I mean, it was, it was, you know, he hit it. It's amazing when you do it. I feel like just standing on the ground, I love it as a thing. But the standing, oh jeez, not today. Oh shit.
No, he jumped off.
Yeah, I wish you could just powerbomb him through the outside, but you always have to jump from the rope there. Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, it was a hell of a finish because, you know, it was like a bang bang kind of play. Like, Ricochet had no idea he thought he was about to win, and instead you get you know, frog splash out of nowhere. It's like RKO out of nowhere. No, frog splash out of nowhere, and we get the Usos retaining. And so you know, the standing shooting star press is impressive alone. Then you know, Ricochet does it off the top rope. But that's what was weird is, like I said, he didn't use his finisher. He did the shooting star press. So, like, it was made so the way he kind of landed, it would have, you know, you would have seen, like, basically, that's why it was set up to be frog splash. So, like, I liked how it ended like that. But just the moves were what was great. So, anyways, it was a great match. The Usos retain. It does get you to, you know, they celebrated, they hugged, they were happy. They showed you them backstage. You know, you showed up for me. Yeah, I showed up for you. I'm always going to show up. I'm your brother. and you know, it kind of got the idea of like, well, you know, is he in or not of the bloodline? And then I'm pretty sure Jimmy asked him that too.
Yeah.
Like, are you in? And he's like, I don't know yet, kind of. And then he walked away. He's doing his own thing. So, yeah, he helped Jay, but also, you know, is he in the bloodline still? You know what I mean? We kind of get that whole question. And because it could be both. He defended the tag titles like he was supposed to. And also, he helped his brother.
I don't think it has anything to do with the bloodline.
But it was good because we got more interaction with Heyman and Jimmy. And then, to me, the best part of the whole entire segment of SmackDown was the interaction of Sami Zayn and Jay outside by the semi-trucks.
Yeah, dude, that's definitely going to come back to bite them.
Well, because, like, the thing is, no one saw him. And then it's like, you know, Sammy's, like, thanking him for what he did and standing up. And, like, you know, you had to come out there tonight and, like, you know, I, you know, appreciate you, and I'm pretty sure he told Jay that he acknowledges Jay Uso, and
they fist bumped.
You know, and he told him that, you know, he's wanted to see Roman fall too, so it's not like Sammy's the only one, and I think that's true. And then I'm pretty sure, you know, it gives you every little bit of what you want to think, like, will Jay help, you know, will Jay help Sammy screw Roman Reigns? Or will it be the other way around? Will he screw over Sammy somehow? I don't know, but we're going to find out. It's in Montreal. Sammy's from Montreal. Like Sammy said that, 8 days from now, you know, we can, you know, change this and everything. It is coming up so
fast. I feel like we just saw
Well, it is a really quick one because then they do a longer build because of WrestleMania. Yeah. So, but it is one of those things like it could go either way. They're teasing it the exact way they're supposed to tease it. Like, I think it's amazing. And I honestly don't know what WWE is going to do. That's why I'm like, it's kind of, they could do either anything. You know what I mean? Like, so I thought I loved it, but yeah, like you said, it is going to come to bite them in the ass because Paul Heyman does tell, you know, Jimmy that he needs to stay home next week and watch it from home. And it's like, because you can see things at home you don't see on you know, when you're there. And it's like, I'm pretty sure they're going to show a replay, and he's going to see, you know, his brother talking to Sammy, and, you know, Roman's probably going to see it too. So that's why I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Well, Roman probably saw it tonight since he wasn't there.
Oh, well, maybe they could do that. Yeah, I didn't think of that. But that's what I mean. Like, maybe Roman called Paul Heyman, and that's why Paul Heyman was saying it, because he did say he just got off the phone with Roman Reigns. So my thing is, I could see that being a thing. But ultimately, it leads to a great spot because, like I said, I think it's going to be, I don't know what's exactly going to happen, but WWE's doing everything right from the teasing aspect because they're flat out making it, you know, Sammy might win the title. And that's the thing is everybody's on Cody, and it's like, Sammy could easily win. So, like I said, maybe it's a screw job that we all want to see. Jey Uso screwing over Roman Reigns. Maybe Solo somehow does it. I don't know. But my thing is, it really is just, I don't know. There's some good. The storyline between it all is just, it is award worthy. Like, I mean, it is Sami Zayn, the Bloodline, Paul Heyman, Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman. All of it is just, I don't know. Remarkable is a word that comes to mind. So, I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. But, yeah, to me, that was the highlight of SmackDown. We did get the Fatal 4-Way match. See who's going to go against Gunther next week. I thought it was the most random possible win. Mysterio made sense. Escobar made sense. I wanted Karrion Kross, which made sense, but not. And we get Riddick Moss. I don't know. They pushed him before. Why are they doing it again? Maybe Gunther's just meant to kill him. If he beats Gunther, I'm blown away, and I don't know anything. But I thought it was just a little weird. But I'm surprised the tag title match wasn't the main event. But I think what they wanted to do was end it with the shot of like Jay and Sammy, and then, you know, let's go talk to, you know, Paul Heyman talks to Jimmy and tells him, you know, to not come next week. So it's like, I don't know. Good show though. Like everyone's waiting to, I think, see that. What's going to happen with Sammy? He's still wearing the honorary Uso shirt, but it's like taped over Zayn.
Yeah, it says Sam. Instead of saying Sammy Uso, says Sami Zayn.
Yeah, so I like that. I love all of that. I'm excited to see what happens. I didn't see any reference to Bray Wyatt. I might have missed it, but I didn't really see anything Bray Wyatt related, which I thought was a bit odd. But yeah, so I didn't see anything Bray Wyatt related. But outside of that, I don't know. I mean, I was a big fan of SmackDown, so yeah. But I mean, that was really the whole week in wrestling. I mean, it is next Sunday. This Sunday's the Super Bowl. Next Sunday is Elimination Chamber, so it does come up right away. So it's something to look forward to. I always like that as a pay-per-view. I'm a big fan of the Elimination Chamber. I think we're going to have some good matches in there. And I'm excited to see what happens with Bobby and Brock and with Sammy and Roman in Montreal. I mean, dear God. It's going to be a screw job in some fashion. Either Sammy's going to get screwed or Roman's getting screwed. It's not ending just normal.
I mean, I don't know.
No, I don't see that. Someone's involved. There's no way.
The Rock comes and helps.
The Rock does it, but no, Jey Uso might. Solo, like, come on. Someone and everyone are getting involved. It has to happen. We might have the Hurt Business. We don't know. It's going to be great.
The Hurt Business get involved.
No. I'm talking about in general at that pay-per-view. We might see the Hurt Business come back with Bobby.
I hope not.
We're going to get 2 chamber matches. We're gonna see who gets Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. We're also going to be maybe a new U.S. champ, but I don't know. Maybe it's a way Theory retains and builds momentum. But I think that one's going to be a great match. Montez Ford in it, Austin Theory in it, Seth Rollins in it, Damian Priest. Like, the talent they got going on in there. I don't know who's going to start it either. Maybe you make Theory run the gauntlet and he starts it. I don't know.
That'd be hilarious. They should definitely make Theory run the gauntlet.
Well, yeah, it was a good week in wrestling, I thought. And now we build to this coming, Raw and NXT. I'm looking forward to maybe a better NXT this week. See what they do with AEW. And SmackDown, I think, is the most I'm waiting to see show right now. Outside of Cody Rhodes and stuff, I really just Sammy and Roman. Give me more.
Why can't I go in the ring with this?
Feed me more. Ryback. But yeah, I don't know.
Ryback's thinking about going to AEW to go against Wardlow. He said that he'd be down.
Oh, wow.
That'd be an interesting fight. Him and Wardlow. I feel like they'd be good opponents. Oh, EC3 is in NWA. Yeah, that's like his domain now. Which is even weirder about the Vince McMahon rumors now, because it's like, how would he know any of the Vince McMahon stuff when he's not even wrestling for anything close to the promotion?
Holy shit! How am I ever gonna reach the title belt?
Dude, I don't know. That's wild.
Dude, the title belt just moved to a non-reachable distance.
Dude, I think it's like straight up glitched.
I don't think anyone can win. I think our match is gonna end in a draw due to podcast length mixed with.
Well, we could do something quicker than
we can't get the belt.
TLC match.
Yeah, but we can't get the belt. I don't think we can reach it.
If we have to end it, we'll do something quicker than a TLC match to get the title.
It's just Jayden hacking us from afar.
No, it's letting me reach now. I think it fixed itself.
Jesus, that was ridiculous.
What the fuck happened there?
I slid in the ring and hit the ladder. It's a tactical move. Jayden's going psycho.
Wow, dude, you reversed my finisher, I reversed yours.
Dude, we're just reversing everything. Meanwhile, Jayden's about to win. Alright, mutually that Jayden can't win this. Oh, I was going to powerbomb him. Alright, can we just stop countering? There it is. Alright, Jayden, get out. Dude, I think we just countered each other like 84 times. Oh, now I'm stunned from one ladder hit, and then Jayden takes it from you, and now Jayden's gonna get the win?
No, he's not gonna get the win.
Oh, he didn't set it up right. Jayden, you fucked up, bud. Ladder setup's key. What? The game is rigged. The game is rigged. You guys are nowhere close to the middle of this is absolute shenanigans. Jayden? I can't move. I'm stunned. This is absolutely crazy.
Why does it make you jump down?
Because the game is rigged against us. Jayden's hacking it, cheat codes. I haven't figured it out. Now you're going to get it. This is not fair. Get up, buddy. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Early recover. Early recover. No, I was up too. That's bullshit. That's the cheapest one ever.
And there we go.
Myself and Jayden do all the work, mainly Jayden.
What? I was doing most of the work.
Jayden unlocked like 5 of those things.
I unlocked 2 of them. And the last one.
This is a bunch of bullshit. Undeserved winner. Rematch next week. Hell in a Cell. Let's go.
Maybe Jayden will actually be here to defend himself.
One hopes. Tigger's KO'd. Yeah, Tigger's done.
Yeah, he's looking at you right now.
Yeah, he's thinking about Bobby Lashley. He's the Brock of our group, the way he freaking goes nuts around here. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks again for tuning in.
Oh, dude, the entire match had this blocking it.
No!
On this screen.
But yeah, thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate it. You know, like, subscribe, follow. Shout out to Tony again, Felix, Jayden, all of our subscribers so far, everyone who's viewed our videos. Appreciate it. But yeah, more to come, and we got Elimination Chamber next week. That'll be on here, and all the stuff leading up to it.
Yep. So I appreciate everybody that came out. Remember to like, follow, subscribe. Leave some comments if you give us some feedback. You know, we're always looking for improvements, and yeah, we appreciate everybody that came out and made it to the end.
And most importantly, burn it down!